Loot boxes should be considered gambling and should be protected by law. By me. Picture this. You're a parent of multiple children. You've allowed them to play FIFA 19 in their free time, and you buy them a card pack, loot box, as a surprise. A couple of weeks later, you discover that you've lost nearly all of your savings because your children spent it all on card packs, loot boxes, trying to get their favorite player, Lionel Messi. This was the reality for Thomas Carter and his family back in 2019. I tell you this because this is just one example of how loot boxes negatively affect individuals and even their families. I think loot boxes or any other form of gambling, excluding gambling with earnable in-game currency that can't be bought with real money in video games, should be protected by law. I've played all sorts of video games in my lifetime. I've played first-person shooters, single-player games, multiplayer games, puzzle games, strategy games, simulation games, and too many others to list. I have experience with video games, is what I'm trying to say. But I also have experience with the gambling mechanics in some games of today. For example, in GTA Online, there's a casino that lets you gamble your money away for a chance of winning a large jackpot prize. That wouldn't be a problem if you could only gamble away the fake money you earn through gameplay, but GTA also allows you to earn this money by directly purchasing it with real-life money. So, you could buy a $20 shark card and get $1.5 million in-game cash. Gamble away that money in the in-game casino, potentially lose all your money and that 20 real-life dollars. I know all this because this is exactly what I did back in 2019. I wasted all my birthday money gambling in GTA Online. So, in this presentation, I will go over the fanfare that goes into opening loot boxes and compare that to real life. I will go over the literal definition of gambling, and I will explain how loot boxes can create bad gambling habits in children. So, what happens when a loot box is opened? Opening loot boxes is designed to wow the player and entice them into buying more loot boxes in the future. In FIFA, Overwatch, Genshin Impact, and more, there is a lot of fanfare when opening a loot box. And that fanfare is based on what is contained in the loot box itself. If you get a bad item from the box, the fanfare or celebration is poor and underwhelming. It's designed this way on purpose to make the player want to open more boxes so they can potentially earn a nice reward. Whenever the player receives a very sought-after item from a loot box, the fanfare is bigger, more explosive, and fancier. It is designed this way to make the player feel happy and excited, to make them feel like they are part of the 1% that got what they wanted from the loot box, the 1% that won. It also encourages the player to buy more loot boxes so that they can experience this feeling over and over again. Real-life casinos, slot games, chance games, etc. do the exact same thing. Whenever you win big at a casino, you are bombarded by flashy lights, loud noises, and even celebrations from the staff who work at the casino, gambler hall, or whatever. All in order to entice the gambler to bet the money they just won to potentially make more money. Video games themselves present loot boxes much the same way a casino would present a jackpot to the big winner. So, how are loot boxes connected to gambling by definition? Gambling is defined as the activity of playing games of chance for money. Loot boxes are defined as mystery bundles of virtual items related to a video game. They can be won by a gamer as a reward or can be purchased with real money. Literally, the only difference between these two definitions is that in loot boxes, more often than not, you are gambling for items instead of money. But then you need to realize these items you gain through loot boxes, gambling, are, or at least can be money, because then you can sell these items online. In video games like Team Fortress 2 and Counter-Strike Global Offensive, you can obtain items, hats, guns, etc. through loot boxes, and then auction them in online stores for profit. Some items like the Poison Shadows double-spelled antlers and the Burning Flames Team Captain hat, both items from Team Fortress 2, are worth over 5,000 real-life dollars. It is illegal to gamble, excluding parental guidance exceptions, if you are under 18 in the United States. Loot boxes allow you to pay for the chance to earn more money. So, by law, loot boxes should be considered gambling since they match the definition of gambling. I think the only reason why loot boxes haven't been protected by law in America is because mega-billion-dollar corporations bribe our representatives to ignore the problem of loot boxes, and because so many of our representatives are boomers, Gen Xers, who don't understand because